Okay, so first I want to say a few words about the proposal. So what I'm going to be looking for in your proposals, which are due tonight, I'm looking for a plan for your essay. So I'm looking for evidence that you have enough material to work with to create this 5 to 6 page essay. So I'm not just looking for discussion of why your topic's important or like why you care about your topic, but I'm really looking for a tentative thesis statement and then tentative body paragraph points as well. And of course, this you can change your plan. You don't, this proposal is not binding. I'm not going to count off points if you end up deviating from what your intended proposal was, but this is a step to getting you started on writing your essay. And the proposal is due tonight and it's 250 to 300 words, so that's pretty short. So you don't have a lot of time to spend doing anything other than laying out the plan for your essay. And think about the word proposal. You're proposing to me this essay. You're proposing, I have this idea for this 5 to 6 page paper. Here is the idea. Does that make sense? Yes? No?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. All right. So great, awesome. So that's what I'm looking for in the proposal. It's also there is a proposal writing guide on Blackboard, which you can find. It's one of the PDFs that's underneath the Essay 3 submission link. So under Essay 3, there is the assignment, and then there is also the how to write a proposal. Please don't hesitate. I'll be available all day today if you want to reach out if you have any questions about the proposal. Okay. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to give you guys individually some time to go over where your essay stands right now. You don't have to speak if you don't want to, but I really would like to check in with you guys. So let's start with Nayeli. Nayeli, can you tell me a little bit about how your paper process is going?
So far it's going all right. I know my topic, I know where I'm standing, like what's gonna be my overall thesis statement. However, right now I'm like just researching the articles themselves. I've been using the Lehman Library, the GAL websites that they have.
And what is
So
your
I know like my sources are there.
topic?
My topic will be based on suicide.
Okay. And what is your tentative thesis statement?
Um Basically, I kind of forgot. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I just woke up from like a nap, low key.
Oh my, those quarantine naps like hit different. I totally get it.
Yeah. I know for sure it's. Let me check just in case. But basically, it's the mental reasoning behind it,
Mm-hmm.
like associated with like the illnesses, disorders, and all that.
Okay. And so it sounds like you have a good grasp on sources. And do you have any questions?
Most likely, it's just how to find like that perfect article for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, there's always like a lot of articles, but you never know which is like a perfect match.
Right. Well, there probably isn't going to be one perfect article. You're probably going to have a few articles that have pieces of perfect information, but like, remember, like your role in writing this is to try to offer a new perspective. And if somebody's already written that perspective, there's no need for you to write it as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you're going to be like synthesizing information from a variety of sources. So like, don't feel like you have to find one source that agrees with absolutely everything that you're saying.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
I think I'm all right for now.
Okay, I'll come back and give you opportunity at the end if you do run into any questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Shayna, Can you talk to me about how your paper's coming?
Um, so far I just have my topic and I was confused about how to outline the proposal.
Okay. Okay. So what is your topic?
I'm planning to do poverty, but I don't know if I want to change it yet.
Okay. So did what I just said about proposals help you, or do you still feel like you need some more guidance for writing that proposal?
I think I need a little more guidance.
Okay. So poverty is a pretty broad topic, so you might want to do a little bit of research to see there's one specific area within the broader topic of poverty that you'd like to cover. Like, would you like to cover poverty in a specific geographic region, or would you like to cover the way that racism intersects with poverty? So I encourage you to narrow the scope of your topic, and I think that'll help you with the proposal writing. Do you have any ideas of how you might narrow it down?
Yes, I think I'm gonna pick the one that says poverty in a geographic place.
Okay, and what geographic area do you think?
I was thinking about like Detroit or the Bronx. I'm not sure yet.
Okay, and so you need to remember that you're not just giving the facts about poverty in that region, but you need to be making an argument. So you need to perhaps argue that something is the cause of poverty in that region, or argue for a solution to poverty in that region. It's not enough to just say there is poverty here.
So it's an argumentative research paper, right?
Right.
So that will also with the counterclaim and the rebuttal to it, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So in your proposal, I'm looking to see that you've done a little bit of research. You don't have to have all your sources picked out by any means when you're doing your proposal, but I want to see that you've done enough research to narrow your topic down to something that's manageable. And then I want to see you making that tentative thesis statement and then tentative main points to back up that thesis statement. And you can also include in your proposal, if you have an idea of how you're going to address the counterclaim, you can talk about that in your proposal as well.
Okay.
Does that help you?
Wait, what did you say about the counterclaim?
If you have an idea of how you're going to address your counterclaim, you can include that in your proposal.
Oh, okay.
So you can say, like, I anticipate that, or you can say, some people may argue that poverty is the problem of the individual, the problem that comes as a result of people being lazy, but evidence suggests otherwise. Something like that. Okay, any other questions, Shayna?
No, I think I'm good for now.
Okay. Agamba? Agamba?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I was thinking about doing something regarding the environment.
Okay.
I was thinking about more like climate change.
Okay.
All right, so to be honest, I've just started since this morning, so I haven't like get everything together as yet.
I think that is where most of your classmates are as well. I understand. So climate change is pretty broad and might be difficult to address as a whole. So just like Shane, I encourage you to try to narrow it down. Do you have any questions?
Could I choose the effects of climate change on the food production?
I think that would be great. What do you think you would argue?
Let me see. I don't know. I have to think about it more and get all my thoughts together and see.
Are you thinking of art? I'm trying to get a better grasp on the connect. Are you trying to? Are you considering like drawing a link between how food production contributes to climate change,
Uh,
or how climate change inhibits food production?
yes,
Okay.
the latter.
Okay. I think that that is a much more interesting and narrow topic to cover than climate change as a whole, and I think that that could be an excellent paper.
Because then I would want to discuss industrialization and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
in regards to climate change and food production.
Okay.
But what do you think though?
I think that you should probably focus on either industrialization or food production.
Okay.
Like, I think that, I mean, 5 to 6 pages sounds like a lot, but it's not that much. So
Okay.
you want to get as narrow as possible and work on making that one argument.
Right, but I'm gonna do some more research and see something if I could find something more comfortable with me finding the information, because I want to choose a topic where information is readily available, because I don't have the access to go elsewhere. I will just have to use the library, online library, to get source information. So that's where I'm actually at right now.
Totally. The library does have some awesome resources on there. I encourage you to remember that database, Opposing Viewpoints and Context. They have a lot of information on there about climate change and a lot of information on subtopics within climate change.
Okay.
So that might be a good place for you to start looking. But if you have any issues finding sources, please reach out to me and let me know. And yeah, I mean, I know that your writing works like you change your ideas about something because of
Yes,
research, and you change your
yes,
writing, and
yes.
like
Uh-huh.
it's impossible to know exactly what you want to write until you've done a little
Right,
research.
exactly.
So yeah, do you have any concerns about going from research to writing the proposal?
It should be a argumentative essay, right?
Yes.
So it should have my thesis statement
Mhm.
and everything. So it's similar to what we have been doing for the last two essays. This one is more information is needed.
Right. The only difference between this essay and the past essays is that you have more space to lay out your argument. It's an extended argument and requires more sources, but you're
Right.
still working within that framework where you need a thesis statement that is arguable.
Okay.
Does that help?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. King J, is that James?
It's Jesse.
Jesse. Okay. Hi, Jesse. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Tell me about how your paper's coming.
I'm much like just starting today, and I kind of got a topic, but I don't know if the topic is like strong enough or like too broad.
Okay, tell me what you're working with.
I was trying to do something about like the economy and how like the crash and all that, and how the economy is kind of like getting a hit due to the coronavirus. But I don't want to make it about the coronavirus. I just want to be like the economy and how something regarding the economy.
Okay, I think that's a great place to start with research, and maybe you could start with the question of something like, what are the long-term impacts of this recent economic crash, or like, where is the money going to come from to help bail out all of these people and these industries that need bailing out? So I think it's a good place to start with research, but you are ultimately, through the process of research, going to want to narrow it down.
Okay.
And it's up to you whether you want to talk about coronavirus directly or if you just want to focus on the economy. Do you feel comfortable with doing some research and creating your proposal today?
No.
No. Okay, what can I do to help you be more ready for that process?
Because like I don't know what I'd be gearing towards. So I feel like if I create a proposal right now, then I'll end up switching it like in the near future. So I feel like I don't know. Because
Okay.
right now I'm a bit fickle.
So for me, I need proposals from you guys so I can see evidence that you are starting your work. That's why I need proposals.
Okay.
And it's not in any way binding, like you have to write about exactly what you wrote about in your proposal. I just want to see that you started doing research and you have some ideas about what your writing is going to look like.
All right. Yeah. Then I should be able to create one today then.
Great. Okay. Awesome. Do you guys have any more questions? I want to say a few words about structure before we end this call, because I've noticed over the course of the semester that some of you guys have a better grasp on organization than others, and I'd like for you guys to all get on the same page about this before your final essay. So one of the things that I'm really going to be looking for in this final essay is organization. And what organization means to me is that you have a thesis statement and you have topic sentences that back up that thesis statement, and your paragraphs are focused. So let's break those things down a little bit. So in your thesis statement, I want for you, your thesis statement needs to be something arguable. That means that there have to be valid positions on both sides. And valid doesn't mean like, not meaning that each side of the argument is equally warned. Like if you're talking about climate change, like people do say climate change is not real, but that's not a good argument. But just that there are arguments on both sides. Okay, your thesis has to be arguable. And I also, in your thesis statement, want to see a map of the main points of your argument. So that is to say, in your thesis statement, you need to allude to the main points of your body paragraphs. So like Nayeli, if you are talking about the causes of suicide, you could say in your thesis statement, suicide is not just a problem with individual morality, but rather is an issue of socialization, mental illness, and maybe community or something like that. So those could be the 3 points of your argument. And then you want the body of your essay to follow those 3 points. Like your first paragraph would discuss socialization, then your first section in this essay, you might have 1 to 2 paragraphs to cover each main point. But that thesis statement should guide the direction of your essay. So like from reading your thesis statement, I should have an idea of where the rest of your essay is going to be going and the order the points are going to unfold. That being said, if you are integrating a counterclaim, which I expect most of you guys will, I'd like for you to pull that counterclaim into your thesis statement. So that might look like having two sentences as your thesis statement. So you could have thesis statement about suicide and then say like, some people argue that suicide is a result of a moral failure. However, this is my perspective on suicide. So in your thesis statement, if you're going to be incorporating a counterclaim, you should also include that counterclaim and your rebuttal to that counterclaim. Okay, moving on from thesis statement. In your body paragraphs, I want for each body paragraph to have a topic sentence at the beginning that serves 2 functions. Your topic sentence needs to directly support your thesis statement and lay out what you're going to discuss in that paragraph. That your paragraphs, I want to see them tightly focused so that you're covering one idea and covering that idea thoroughly. So that goes through the whole body of your essay. And then In your conclusion paragraph, I'm going to be looking for you to pivot out and discuss why this matters. So what do you want your reader to leave your essay understanding differently? What actions do you want your reader to take as a result of reading your writing? Any questions about structure? No? Any questions about anything at all?
Yes.
Sure.
How do you start the introduction? Like, what are you looking for in the introduction?
So I actually have a handout about introductions that I can post to Blackboard, but in the introductory paragraph, I'm looking for you to get down to discussing your topic and your topic immediately. So if you're talking about poverty in Detroit, you would want maybe start off with a statistic about the prevalence of poverty and then immediately go into the focus of your argument. So what I'm looking for in your introductory paragraph is not a lot of fluff. I want you to be zeroing in on your topic, and then when that introductory paragraph is going to culminate in your thesis statement. So you can have you can pull outside research or quotations into your introductory paragraph if that helps you get started on discussing the information. Okay. Does that help, Shayna?
And I have one more question.
Yes.
Can I discuss about the effects of poverty in that region, or?
It depends on what your argument is. If your central argument is that poverty has a negative impact on people in this way, then it would be totally appropriate for you to address the negative effects of poverty. But it depends on how you want to focus your essay. So it's up to you. If discussing the effects of poverty on individuals in that area supports your thesis statement, then it is appropriate. But if it's a deviation from your thesis statement, then it doesn't belong in your essay. So it's up to you. Does that make sense?
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay, Nuyali, I see that you have a question. You have a question regarding what I said about the points that I can use. Can you elaborate on that question, please?
So for my paper, you were talking about the social, the mental illness, and then community. However, I noticed when it comes to like suicide topic itself and what I'm going towards, there are different points because there's a difference between depression, a mental illness, and a disorder. So those themselves are like 3 different things. So
yeah, I was just drawing on it as an example. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Like, but do not use that thesis. I'm sure you can come up with a better thesis.
Okay, no, yeah, because I was like, I basically have my proposal already, which would be basically focusing on depression, mental illness, and the disorders, because those are 3 different things. That's why when you said community, I was like, oh wait, is it supposed to be like separate?
Oh no. No, I trust that you have done much more research and have a better grasp on what you should propose than I do. I was trying to come up with an example for how you could structure.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Do you have a counterclaim that you're considering?
The counterclaim, not yet.
Okay.
So that's what basically I will be focusing on right now, on how to like counter that.
Mm-hmm. Because there is a lot of societal stigma against suicide, and so I think that you'd have a lot to work with there. You don't necessarily have to have that at the point of your proposal.
Oh, okay.
Sorry for the confusion.
It's all right. Thank you.
Do you guys have any other questions? No? Okay, thank you guys so much for meeting with me today. I miss having class with you guys, and it was good to hear your voices. Take care.